Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing today? I hope all is well. Once again, this is your favorite host and co-host on all the mainstream podcasts. Thank you for tuning into The Awakening. Yet again, it's another day. I hope y'all are ready for this new year about to pop off. Reggie, what you doing? We ain't doing New Year's resolution.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to say I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I just think that they're very wasteful. A lot of people do them, they get excited about them, and after a month, they are done with it. So we're just gonna, I'm consistently improving myself throughout the year, so I don't have to go into the year with new year, new me, because I'm already doing new things in my life throughout every year. So I'm aware of that.
Like right now. So if you do have some, just get started on it now before 2024. Uh, well, it is 2024 basically. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and a good solid 3 days? 4 days actually.
Yeah. So, but I wish y'all a happy new year and I hope all is well. You had a good Christmas break. The kids are playing with their toys. Everybody enjoyed themselves because clearly we have some things to talk about today. So, I was driving and I was listening to the radio and I heard a interview that I thought we should discuss because I just wanted to talk about it. I don't usually talk about this person because of what he's been going through, and I really too much paid him no mind because he started doing crazy stuff, but it's neither here nor there. He ain't paying. I mean, ain't like I know him. But anyway, let me stop rambling. Kanye West. We tend to not talk about him as much, or talk about him at all. But he said something and it stuck with me, and I cannot find the clip anywhere. Nowhere, Reggie. I have looked and I know it's out there because they played it several times on the radio. They played it so much, like I was driving the first day and it was on there the second day when I was taking the kid back to school, and I was like, maybe this is something I should bring up on a podcast to talk about, because it do make sense. So we all know Kanye West is dealing with mental illness. Kanye West went on to um basically what is the word I'm looking for? He basically made himself what is the word? Dang it, maybe you'll figure me out once I get to talking. Compared himself to football players, sports athletes, to musicians and the stuff that goes on now. So he was talking about how people has been treating him since we all know that he has a mental illness. We all know he's spiraling out of control. We all know this. That's why a lot of us ain't listening to him because we already know the man is losing his mind. Real talk. But he said something and it stuck with. He said, just like he is the Kobe Bryant, the LeBron James, and other, he named some more people um of this industry. Um Dr. Dre, he really said Tupac, um Biggie, all these name brand people, he's up there with them. And we all can give him that credit because he was. He may not be now, but he was. But when he got to talking about the sports world and comparing the two, I was like, okay, that does make sense. So he made the statement of just like when in the sports world, uh, LeBron James, he hurt himself, he got to sit out, he has to go to a specialist, just say he messed up his knee or ligaments or whatever. He have to get the right doctor to help him get back to his good standard, right? His good health, right? So, Reggie, get that look off your face.
Actually looking
But
for the interview while you were talking.
I've been looking, I can't find it. Um, but he went on to say how those people, their team, so let's just say a Lakers, we all stood beside the Kobe's and everybody when they went down or when something happened to Spur, when something happened to them on the field. We was right there. Some of us, this sports fanatic, we had him down. Oh, I can't wait till he to come back. How long he got to sit out. When he come back, he'll be better. We was, I hope, quick recovery, blah, 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 blah. Hashtag this, leaving comments, blah, blah. Kanye West brought up a good point. It's the same way with the mental illness. He compared it to the sports, the hurt when they get hurt, the players when they get hurt, how everybody on a team stands by their player. And he said, basically, he was saying, even though he has been in transition and even though he has had mental health problems, so many people has written him off because of the things that he's been doing, having nobody just really been in his corner. Like talking about or supporting him through this. It's like he's losing his mind, throw him away, throw him to the wolves. We're not listening to him. We're not gonna support him. We're not doing nothing. Like, dude, you're just not it no more. Let it go. You're done. And that's it. So if anybody know me, I'm big on grace. You know, grace is a thing for me. Um, So all I could see was five, and five represent graces. And I was like, you know what, Kanye, you actually have a point here because we do typically, and I have been a sports fan before too, where I'm like, man, I can't wait to Michael Jordan get back in the game because man, they've been losing since the Bulls been losing. They've been losing. They've been losing. So I know my boy get back, he gonna take off and da da da. Come on, Michael Jordan, da 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 da. Stood beside him, whatever. So why don't we stand beside people with mental health issues or people that go through some of another illness that's not like this illness, a mental health illness? How do you feel about that, Reggie?
Yeah, I'm my grace ran out for Kanye. So I think I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I hear you. The thing is, I look at it as when we see, that comparison, it's not a very good comparison, Kanye.
You
When
don't
we
think?
see the Michael, no, because when we look at the Michael Jordans, when Michael Jordan was playing, they needed at the time, let's just say at the time he was at the Bulls needed Michael Jordan. Like he was the key player. Let's be honest. If there was somebody else, I don't know if there was a Johnson on the team. I don't know who else on the team, because Michael was the team. But if there was like a Johnson on the team and he got injured, 9 times out of 10, the fans wouldn't be sitting around saying, come back. I can't wait till you come back. So I hope he heals well because they're fixated on Michael Jordan. Same team, but the response wouldn't have been the same. When we look at the Kanyes of the world, there are multiple as far as like being in that position. So there is, although Kanye has fans, look at how many people do what he do. Look at how many people release music. You have in the music world, it's not how it used to be. Nowadays, you have people popping off everywhere. People who would have never been celebrities back in the day, but they got notoriety because of social media. They got notoriety because of like TikTok, stuff like that. And they have just risen to this, to celebritydom. And because there's so much music being released, there isn't a Michael Jordan of the music industry. Not today, there's not. So it's one of those things where there are so many people releasing music. If Michael Jordan stopped playing, you don't watch a replay of a sports game. You don't watch a replay of a basketball game. You don't watch you don't watch a replay basically. And the games don't stop because of Michael Jordan being injured back in the day. Whereas here today, the game also doesn't stop in the music world, but also you have so many more people who are releasing music. You have so many more people who, although we will want Kanye to get better in this case, but Drake just released an album. But Sexy Red got a new album out. I can't think of nobody
Why
else.
would you even?
I don't
Why?
even know. She don't even deserve to be
Why?
on the on nothing. But there are just so many more people who are releasing music consistently to where people aren't looking saying we need Kanye to get back. So that's why I say it's not a very good comparison, just because when Michael Jordan was injured, the spotlight was solely on Michael Jordan for the Bulls. He was number one, whereas Kanye is not, and I don't think there is a Michael Jordan in the music industry. If somebody goes down, if somebody just vanishes, you know, fans just wait, but while they're waiting, they're listening to other people. So they're not even actively waiting for people like Kanye to get it together and come back because there's so much more out there. The music industry is not depending on Kanye to have success the way that the Bulls were depending on Michael Jordan. Um, Now with Kanye, I will say, you know, it's sad that he has gone through, and you made a face. Let's pause. You made a face. Go ahead.
Because in all honesty, for me, it's like if I'm behind you and I'm with you, I'm with you. If I'm listening to your music, I'm listening to your music. Like,
But how many loyalists do we have in the music industry? There's so much out there. We don't really have many loyalists. If there's somebody, Rihanna, whose name is properly pronounced Rihanna, has just the Navy, I think it's called. That lady hasn't released an album in so long. Now, of course, they are still waiting. At this point, I'm gonna listen to the album because it's just been so long and it's been such a thing, like wow. But the thing is, people are not loyalists in that way. If she comes out with another album, people are gonna listen, but they're not just, like tied up on, we need you to come out, we're gonna wait on you. Well, people are moving on to who is
so I
next,
don't
who is
think
currently doing it, and that's how it is in the music industry. I don't think you have loyalists. Even the people who you say like are with you, backing you, they're not true loyalists, I don't think. Not the way that sports people are, just because there's just way
excuse
more options. And let me say this, because you have people who they have their sports team. That's how much of a loyalist they are. I've seen people have their football teams and that football team sucks. Like they don't even win a game, but that is their team. These
me.
are loyalists. So you have people who you have them constantly losing, but they're like, you ain't gonna talk bad about them. They still fought a good fight. But you have people who love Andre 3000, and they were excited when he came back out. But when he came back out with their music, those loyalists dogged him out because what was this? So they're not true. I don't think the
Excuse
music
me.
industry has true loyalists. I didn't listen to the album, but I know people were not happy. Um, but yeah, I don't think that there's true loyalists like that in the music.
I agree, but at the same time, do we not extend enough grace?
How
Because
much more
it's
grace
like,
Kanye need?
I mean, I know that, but I'm saying to the extent of if you see somebody walking on a bridge and they like on a bridge and they literally about to jump, you know they about to jump, you know they crazy enough about to jump. Do you stand there and be like, jump, 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 jump? Or do you just say a prayer and keep on kicking and keep on moving? Well, I hope and pray to God he don't jump. and walk off.
And you
So
do
I'm
have some
looking
people
at
who
it
should
like,
go and talk them down also. Let's include that part
yeah,
in
I
it.
mean, yeah, and that's what I'm gonna say. Or do you talk them down? If they do jump, you did your you didn't beat them down. And so with Kanye West, Kanye gives me. I actually saw him in a different light because I'm here to tell you, I don't listen to him. I didn't even like his music when he first came out the first time. So I never listened to him. Not trying to be funny, but he just never was my ear type, you know. Uh, I did like Jesus Walk. What is that? His name was
Jesus.
Jesus Walk.
Mm.
Yeah, I did like that. I really think that before his mom passed, he was just what it is. Um, he was good. I liked the fact what he was doing in the community, and it goes back to say you don't want your good to be even spoken of. And he did a lot of good at one particular time, but he lost his way, and he lost everything with losing his way. So it's like, do you really have to? Do we really? Can we give him that grace, or do we just? I mean, yeah, because he has done a lot. Like especially what he did to Kim Kardashian when she was dating that that dude. What's his name? When he wrote the letter to that dude, wrote that
Ray J?
not Ray J. No, I ain't talking about Ray J. I'm talking about the comedian. Oh, I forgot his name. Let me stop bringing up people. I can't remember their name right. But anyway, one of the last people, Pete Davidson.
Oh, okay.
You remember how he was mocking Pete and messing with Pete and doing
Horrible.
Pete? Horrible. So I did not appreciate that as well. And I didn't find that funny as well, Kanye. That was quite that let me know right then and there you was really crazy. God forgive me for saying it that way, but some that really showed me that you was really going through something. So I started to be like, okay, do you want change at this point? Do you want to grow or you just want to keep going just because you got the money? And so I think you have hit a new bottom. Uh, and lose that, but at the same time, he did create something a native as far as culture. As far as getting people to understand, which NWA and a lot of people been saying it for years. We need to form our own shoe line. We need to form our own clothing line. We need to do better by ourselves as African Americans. So I'm in agreements with that. Be supportive with other African Americans. But it's like at the same time, though, I want to feel not sorry for him, but I want to wish him well and understand the mental illness part too.
So let me just jump right on in. So
Oh God. For some strange reason, some telling me I'm gonna need a tambourine, a cross, some oil,
I'm gonna be
and
nice. I'm not even gonna say anything disrespectful. No
because
more
I just
disrespectful
feel,
than they've heard me say before in previous episodes, which let's be honest, the
because
bottom is low with me. So when we have Kanye, the thing is, guys,
he said the
there's a lot
bottom is low
it's
and the
very
bottom
low
is low.
already for me because I have said some horrible things on this show. But the thing is, we have to Kanye is a very good. I have a few things to say because you've talked for a while and I should have been writing, but I didn't. So hopefully I can remember everything. Um, one of the things we have to come to realize, guys, this is where we're gonna turn the camera back on our, I mean the mirror back on ourselves, and we're gonna apply this to Kanye and the people watching everything, blah blah blah. The thing that we have to realize is let's look at Bill Cosby. No matter how good your past was, no matter how good your legacy started off as being, there are certain things that you can do where it just messes up and tarnishes your legacy. Kanye is in that era. Kanye is in the era of we don't care. Many people just are not even still thinking about the good that he did in the past. Many people aren't thinking about how he did this, that, and the third for the culture. Many
Oh,
people aren't thinking about how he was a great artist. He was a great singer, rapper, uh, um, a writer because a lot of songs he wrote. Same thing with R. Kelly. There are certain things you can do that no matter how good
Oh,
you
now
were
he
in the
taking
past,
me there.
it tarnishes your reputation. It tarnishes your legacy. When it tarnishes it, it's a lot of the times hard to get it back up. So here's the thing. It is not the fans' responsibility to be there and wait. It is not the fans' responsibility to be there and try to root you on and egg you on. We know how the culture is with celebrities in America. It's not as bad in America as it is in the UK, but it is bad in America. And it's to the point where a lot of people don't look at these celebrities as humans. That is unfortunate. But celebrities were not always celebrities, especially people like Kanye. He wasn't born into this. He came into this. And so he
Mhm.
knew. He knew how it was. He knew how the fans turn on you. He knew all of this. What a lot of people don't realize, I heard Lisa Ray McCoy say that back in the day, not even long time ago, back in the day, like early 2000s and previously, celebrities were picked and created. And as they were being created, they were taken through many trainings. They were taken through many talks. They didn't just like nowadays. You can go on TikTok, you can go viral. The next thing you know, you're a celebrity. Back then, it wasn't like that. So they had people to actually train them on this is what it means to be a celebrity. They have people to train them on this is how you talk, this is how you act. You don't say this, you don't share this with the public. They were taught this stuff. It wasn't something that they had to learn on their own. It wasn't something they had to see people like Elizabeth Taylor who didn't air her dirty laundry. They didn't have to just look at her and learn from that. They had people to sit them in a room and teach them. Kanye is amongst that mix because he became a celebrity around that time. You also have other celebrities who talk to them. Kanye is not a victim here. So it's not one of those things where so if you have somebody like a Sexy Red who went through this, I would have a little bit more grace for her because she became a celebrity, not in the way that people like Kanye, Lisa Ray, Vivica Fox, all of them became celebrities. She became popular online and boom, she took advantage of it. These people went through such a process that they were trained and taught. So Kanye knows what he's doing is not right. Here's the thing, a lot of people fall into the trap of listening to these people, talking about these people, and this is where they get their money. This is where they get, and then a lot of the times, these celebrities, like at a Kanye level, it's not even that he needs the money. What feeds people like him? So I believe what feeds Kanye is the attention. So he's gonna keep doing this stuff in public. So he keeps getting the attention. So people like us can keep talking about him and making him more and more famous. This is what he wants. And so I believe some of this is intentional. And if there's anybody who should be getting him help with his mental illness outside of him getting himself help, it should be the people whatever record label he's on, whoever he's connected to in the industry. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that these people, especially record labels and people like that, whether you are in the unions and all of that, whether you're an actor, actress, whether you're an artist, whatever, these people have insurance on them, life insurance, and then there's another kind of insurance. And so here's the thing: a lot of them won't get Kanye help. The powers that be won't get Kanye help because they are constantly pushing and pushing and pushing him out there because they have insurance on the guy. When he cuts up, when he acts up like this, they're probably cashing out because these people are personalities. Their brand is the money maker. And so when their brand is tarnished, the money is tarnished, insurance pays out. Same way with a lot of the record labels, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but same way with these record labels, when people die, you see that, especially the singers and the rappers and stuff, when they die, their catalogs are way more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Their
That is true.
strings gets so much increase, but not they're
Mm-hmm.
worth more dead than alive. Not only that, but these record labels have insurance, and they're not just your you and me insurance policies that we got. They are healthy insurance policies. And so these people are benefiting. I would not be surprised if somebody, one of the powers that be, is hoping that that man is found dead so they can cash out. He would be worth so much more dead than alive, unfortunately. Um, and this is how these celebrities are looked at, but they are taught this kind of stuff. The celebrities like Kanye are taught this. This is not news to them. This is not shocking revelation to them. They know this from the beginning. That's why I don't have as much grace for Kanye because on one hand, Are you doing this for more attention? What is feeding you? You have the money. What is feeding you? And clearly it's not the money, because if it was the money, he would be putting out more music. He's not putting out music. He's doing antics. So maybe what's feeding him, excuse me, is the attention, is the notoriety, it's people talking about him. Um, and that, because there's just no reason for this man to be walking around with shoulder pads and his wife's tights on. Like, there's just no reason for him to be walking around like a football player in the streets of Paris.
Excuse me.
So I
Oh
just
well.
would not be surprised if all of this is a gimmick.
I
Because
wish I had some pearls.
he wants this. This is why I don't even like to really see people talk about him much, because he wants this. Unfortunately, fans, news outlets, and stuff, this is what they focus on, and they give them what they want. They don't drown it, they don't starve it, they feed into it. And when they feed into it, I guess you can say we're feeding into it now, right? When we feed into it, we give them the satisfaction that they like, which makes them continue. If we start ignoring people like Kanye, if we started ignoring people like T.I. and Tiny Son King, if we started ignoring people like Little Nas X, they would just shut up. You ignore them and you literally smother them out. This is how, and you do this also with people in your own life who's just looking to get stuff for doing stuff for attention. They're doing stuff to get a rise out of you, whether it is your spouse, your significant other, a friend, a foe. They're posting
Kids.
subliminals online. Whenever you keep feeding into it, that is what they want. You smother them out by just not acknowledging them. And the more you don't acknowledge, the more they'll see, oh wow, what I'm doing is not working. What they'll do first is they'll raise the bar. They'll do even more. They'll make it even worse. But if you just stay consistent and just being quiet, not saying nothing, I wouldn't even say nothing in private to anybody else, because you don't know, that person could be going back telling them, and they get a rise out of it. Don't say anything. Be mindful of even what you post. Be mindful of what you share. You don't want to even look like you're acknowledging them. Even when it gets worse, eventually they're going to see, oh, it's not working. I might as well shut up or just move on to the next. That's what we have to do with people in our lives. That's what we have to do with people like Kanye, and Jada and all of them. Smother them out by not giving them the attention, not giving them what feeds them. It can't be the money, because they're losing endorsements. They're losing money by doing all of this. So they have the money. What is it that is making them satisfied? And clearly a lot of them, it's the notoriety. There was no reason for Jada to get on there and talk and tell us that Tupac
That goes
that there was no reason for Jada to get in that interview and tell us that Tupac had alopecia. She don't even have alopecia. How would she know? So that ain't got nothing
you.
to do with nothing. I just really had
Oh
to get that
my
off my
god.
chest, because why did that lady go in the interview and tell us that Tupac had
Oh my
alopecia? That
god.
really bothered me. Um, Go ahead,
Oh my
Shontal.
god. Oh my god.
That really upset me. I've been wanting to say that to somebody for a while. Why did that lady get on there and tell us
You
that
could
about that
tell
man?
y'all he was holding it in. He been trying. Look. I just can't. I should have worn my pearls today, because when Reggie get to cutting up, y'all, I like to clutch my pearls. I like to clutch them, and I ain't had nothing to clutch them. Y'all see, I'm just studying mess with this shirt. This right here is crazy. Okay, but I would say this: we gonna stop talking about Kanye now, okay? Kanye, that was enough, because I done opened up a can of worms. Oh God, that was funny. But I do want to say something that you did say, because I noticed this the other day, and like I say, y'all, we done talking about Kanye now. But it goes back to something that you said: attention seekers. So I also was on Facebook, and I don't know if it bothers you, but it bothers me. And I noticed on Facebook, and this is, we coming to a close, y'all. But this is something that I just got to bring up, since we talking about attention seekers. And I'm gonna say bloodsuckers. I have a different name for certain people. Reggie, why is it that I want to help out the people that make posts and then come up under the post and talk about the post that they just made?
Give an example. I don't really get it.
Okay, so I say, I'm so hungry, y'all. I'm going to give me something to eat. Um, and I do a whole rant about being hungry. And then nobody say anything to me. Ain't nobody commented, none of that. I like my own status. Then I go under there and comment on the status. This burger is really good. Who asked you?
Are those attention seekers? So I feel like those are people who, well, I guess that's technically seeking attention. I was gonna say, I feel like those are people who it didn't go how they thought it was gonna go. They thought they were gonna have a conversation. I think some of them are just lonely. You know, if we're being honest, a lot of people that I see on social media, I'd be like, man, you need a friend in real life. I think a lot of them are just lonely and they just wanted to have a conversation. They didn't have nobody they can text that to, so they put it on social media. And when you don't really get a response, you just kind of respond to yourself. Now, that sounds crazy, but let's just be honest. For most of the people who are on Twitter, for instance, most of the people who are on threads, for instance, you're just talking to yourself. Like most of the time, anytime I tweet, I feel like I'm talking to myself because nobody's going to respond. Nobody's going to like it just because that's really not, my Twitter. So I think that is more normal, but I don't tweet often, guys.
But
But
is it normal to just so is it me? I mean, you don't see nothing wrong with
well, I do think it's a little sad. I think it's sad that people go to
that?
social media for for that kind of like reassurance and everything. I think it's a little sad, but I also look at it as, oh, geez, this is kind of where things are with people. This is where we are, guys. People are so dependent upon social media. And unfortunately, sometimes people just don't care. Especially, I think it's a lot of comparison because you see somebody else do it and then they get a lot of responses. They have the conversations, and then you do it, and it's like boom, nothing. It's like now you're a little embarrassed, so now
Crickets.
you gotta come back and make sure
Delete
you
the
don't look
post and
embarrassed.
reread the post and unlike your post.
You know? Now I don't get people who like their own posts. I've never really understood that. So like you made a post and then you hearted it immediately? Like I don't really that's a
What's
little
wrong
weird
with
to me with people who do that. I've never
you? Do we
liked
stick
that.
them in a Kanye word? You know what? New Year, we coming out next week, next Thursday. I got a perfect game. Perfect game. I'm not gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell Reggie. I'm not gonna tell y'all, but I'm gonna tell Reggie. I think will be so awesome. Do I even want to tell Reggie though? Oh, it just made me think of it. I need to write it down. I think it'll be the perfect game for 2024 to start off. Okay, go ahead.
I don't really have nothing. I can't respond to that because I don't know what it
But I
is.
need a church fan. I need two church fans. Can we get some church
Go
fans?
go to somebody's church Sunday. Steal their fans. They're not gonna notice. Don't give me no Martin Luther King fan either. Nothing against Martin Luther King. I just don't know what he got a church fan for. You know what? Why do we have church fans with like well, you know what? Because the civil rights movement kind of was built in the church. So that's why we got okay. Okay. You can bring me a Martin Luther King fan if you want to it, now that I have that understanding.
Okay, y'all, we finna end this.
Baptist, you gotta go to a Baptist church, them the ones with the church fans still.
No, it's some denominations have it because some people don't even have um church just be hot.
Oh, I wonder could
I
you get them
know.
this time of the year though? I'm sure mother have a hot
Yeah,
flash. Go to the mother section.
yeah. I
Those
actually
mother
was at a
fans.
church a couple of weeks ago and they
Oh, was
actually
it?
had
The
fans. Yeah.
church?
Yeah, it was a church. I do not like how you just said that.
I mean,
I do not like how you just said that. Like I went into a church. Yeah, I went to church.
wow. Boy, we are in the end times now.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but like I was saying, I'm not going to get much, but I have the perfect game. So with that being said, we just so one Kanye, Reg ain't praying for you, but I wish you well. Two people, don't like your own post. We're coming into a new year. Don't do stuff like that. But what I would like to do is thank y'all for this new season and sticking with us this 2023. Hopefully 2024 we will broaden y'all horizons with some more lovely topics. So Reggie, you got anything else you want to say other
I
than
do
still a church
actually.
fan?
I would like to
Mm-hmm.
say that God's grace is more than Reggie's grace. Just because Reggie doesn't still have grace for Kanye doesn't need a little grace. So don't let me be your standard, guys. If you still want to have grace for Kanye, please have grace for Kanye. If you want to pray for Kanye, please pray for Kanye. There's still time, room, and anointing for Kanye to grow and come out of what he's in right now. God is still in control. Reggie is not. Don't let my views or opinions make you think that Kanye's not gonna come out. And don't come on here commenting when he come out and start doing better. You see, Reggie, I ain't hoping for the man downfall, guys. I just, what happens. I pray he gets himself together with the grace of God very soon. He knows the Lord. He just has to go back and find him again. I'm sure he's still standing where Kanye left him previously. Anything else, Shontal?
That's it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Happy New Year. Peace out.
Bye.